We are here in Mankato at the Premier Soil Health event, which is sponsored by the Minnesota Soil Health Coalition. The Premier Soil Health event is an opportunity for all of us to come together and consider what's important to us about soil health. Is it minimizing disturbance? Is it maximizing cover? Is it living roots? Is it biodiversity? What principle is it that you think about when you think about soil health? Also, today is December 5th, World Soil Day, a day where we are taking the time to acknowledge the importance of healthy soils and how we can use sustainable management to restore and rebuild soil function across not only Minnesota, but across the country and across the globe. It's a really important day to think about, and we're using this day and this conference to spend some time talking to farmers that are here on why soil health is important to them. Hey Troy, thanks for joining us today at the Premier Soil Health event here in Mankato.
Sure, Stephanie, I'm glad to be here. This is considered the premier soil health event for the region, I think, and it's hosted by our own Minnesota Soil Health Coalition.
And the thing that I think is the most exciting about today is that Tuesday, December 5th, is World Soil Day.
That's a cool thing that I think is not always on the radar of the public. Everything we see around us comes from the soil. It starts there. Soil is the source of life.
Yes. The motto for this year's World Soil Day is soil and water, a source of life. So how appropriate.
Perfect.
Yes, exactly. So when we think about World Soil Day, it's really to just, again, like you said, highlight to the public the importance of healthy soils, healthy functioning soils, and how important it is that we continue to advocate and promote sustainable management on our resource.
That is true. I mean, we as an agency, Natural Resource Conservation Service, along with our partners, Minnesota Soil Health Coalition, and many partners that are here today, spend a lot of time talking about how important the soil resource is to life. And this whole sustainability realm has just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger over the last few decades. And now we're into the regen situation, regenerative soil, with the thought process that if we can rebuild what we've lost over the decades, that we can sustain our society at a high level forever, and that should be our goal. It's all about future generations, right?
Yep, it is. It's about the future, and how exciting it is that we actually can see soil regenerate, that we can restore function, that we can build back the things that we've lost over time. And it doesn't happen overnight, and that's one of the things that we always have to remind people, is that just a change in our management doesn't necessarily bring things back to zero, but over time, as we continue to work hard to restore our soils, that we see big changes happening.
Correct. It took the United States a couple of hundred years to get where we're at, and we've made some downfalls and we've made a lot of improvements, especially since the Dustbowl days. We've done a pretty good job, I think, understanding and getting society and our ag producers to understand the importance of keeping the soil in place and not having it move. But it's a little bigger, it's another step, and it's about rebuilding that soil, because if we don't have that, we can't sustain our productivity, we can't feed the world that we do now, and we can't give a future to the future generations. It ties to our economic policies, it ties to sustaining our culture. I mean, soil is the culture of the United States. Knowing where your food comes from and making sure that food was produced in a sustainable manner.
I think the next step, and I think this is a big one that we're going to see, is knowing where our fuel is coming from and ensuring that it was produced in a sustainable manner as we start to talk about carbon indexes and things like that. This is a new and exciting realm of fuel production in our country.
Clean energy. Clean energy is a big topic, and it's not anything I'm necessarily an expert on, but I think most folks, when they put something in their tank, when they plug their car in, whatever the case may be, they want to know that from start to finish, that product that was delivered to them was done in an environmentally sensitive way, that the footprint's going to be light, and that they can tell their children it's going to be a better place than it was for me the last generation. I think that should be our goal.
Yes, I agree. So later on today, we're going to be running the Rainfall simulator, and these soils, I collected them from a bunch of different management systems, and I'm looking forward to giving this demonstration to all of these farmers here. We have about 200 or so farmers that are attending this event today.
I run into kids, I run into other state conservationists around the country, I run into people all over the United States that have seen the Rainfall simulator and seen what rainfall does to our soil and how we can work to make those two natural resources work together to create a sustainable system. So I'm excited that you have it here. I think it'll get a lot of traction through the next day or so. It's always a popular demonstration, whether you're at a youth event or an adult event. Everybody likes to watch rainfall and soil move or not move.
Yep, I agree.
It's kind of a geeky thing, but it's interesting. We're sitting in Minnesota and quite possibly some of the best soil on the planet Earth, if not in the United States. Some of us believe definitely here in the United States.
Yeah, I think so.
But even with the greatest soil, we have pretty big, significant water quality challenges, and part of that is manipulating that soil, turning it back to a regenerative nature. I think that's going to be key to solving some of the water quality problems we have, not just in Minnesota, but around the Midwest and across the country.
When we talk about soil health principles, what is your favorite soil health principle?
That should be an easy one. If you know me, I'm a grazing guy. I come from a cattle operation. We just had our operation during Thanksgiving week down in Texas, but never more have I looked at the place different. I look at it different now than probably I did 30 years ago, and definitely see it more in my grandfather's eyes than I do in my own eyes, to see where that property's come and where we're going to take it in the future. Because guess what? As things change, we change, and we're going to try and do some things with soil health on our place. We've already got the cattle. That's not the challenge. The challenge is moving those cattle in a way so that it builds regenerative properties in the soil base so that we can keep cattle on that place and keep quail and keep habitat in place for generations to come. Covering the soil is important, but I'm pretty partial to putting that livestock or that grazing animal, because that's what our ecosystems in the United States came from. In almost every corner of the U.S., some type of large ungulate grazed our soil and built the regenerative properties in the ecosystem, and that's a key piece.
So it's livestock integration, huh?
Definitely livestock integration.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, Troy.
Appreciate it, and have a happy soil day.
You too, thanks.